Hashem Yitbarach. Nesat olamos v'zera anoshim, my zera anoshim. Very interesting language, zera anoshim. Children of men. That's the type of child you should have, children of men. It's an interesting lashon. Omar Rav Gavru Beguvrin. He was saying that your son should be a man that should be considered someone amongst men. Ushmul Amar Zera shemoshech shnei anashim. He's moshech shnei anashim. He's going to anoint two people. Uman inun sha'u v'David. Shmuel will be a man, a zera of anoshim. He will appoint and anoint two kings in Klal Yisrael. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Zera sheshakul kishnei anashim. Uman inun Moshe ve'Aaron. Shene'emar Moshe ve'Aaron b'chovo v'boyano u'Shmuel b'kodesh shemoy. It says that Moshe ve'Aaron b'chovo and Shmuel is b'kodesh shemoy. Koyrim el Hashem, they call it to Hashem Hu Yamin. Meaning that the tefillah of Shmuel or of Moshe ve'Aaron, Hashem will listen to. Meaning that Shmuel is equal to Moshe ve'Aaron. That's when Zera Anashim. The Zera that will be as great as two men. Rabbanan Amri Zera Anashim, Zera Shemuvlo Ben Anoshim. It's a Zera that doesn't stick out. Okay? It doesn't stick out amongst men. It looks like, part of everybody. Kiyata Ravdimi Amar, lo aroch lo gutz. Not too tall, not too short. Lo katan, lo alam. Not too skinny, not too fat. Lo tzachor, not white. Lo gichor, not too red. Lo chacham, lo tipesh. Unbelievable. Not too smart, not too dumb. No, nothing outstanding, just average, normal. So it's pretty amazing that you see over here that a person that's, you would think that Shmuel HaNavi is equal to Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron HaKohen. And Shmuel HaNavi, who anointed, he's the greatest Navi in the day, and he anointed the first two kings of Klal Yisrael. When Mashiach is going to come from, you think he would be a great genius? So the answer is no. She said, when he was born, she said, this is the child I asked for. He actually came out very average. But you see an average person, if you think of yourself as average, so you should know, average has the ability to become great. Shmuel HaNavi is the proof. Ani ha'isha nitzevet imcha bazeh. When she came back to Mishkan Shiloh with Shmuel after the promise and the bracha of Eli was fulfilled and she had a child, she said, I was the woman who stood with you about this. Amar Yishub ben Levi. What does it mean I stood here with you? It sounds like Eli was standing there with her. This is the Gemara, Rabotai, that we learn out the halachot of not being able to stand in front of a person, not being able to sit, within 4 amot of a person that is praying. Okay, now what's the reason why you're not allowed to do it? Because since the Shekhinah is there when a person prays, so it's not the kavod of Shekhinah to just sit down over there. The other reason is because it looks like if you're in the person's domain while that person is accepting upon himself the yoke of heaven, and you're not, you're just sitting down there. What do you mean? The Shekhinah is here, and the first reason is you're sitting by where the Shekhinah is. The other reason is you're not being mekabel ol malchut shemayim while your friend is. Elanar hazeh palalti. Okay. This child. Now look at Tosfot over here. Mekan she'asu l'shem b'dalad amot shel tefillah ben b'fanav uben min hatzdadim ופירשו תשובה דברים דווקא ביושב ובטל, אבל אם היה עוסק בקריאת שמע וברכותיה, כתוב אפילו יושב שפיר דבר. If you're sitting down and you're busy learning or saying Kriyat Shema with similar tefillot, that's fine. You have to see. Elanar Azeit Palalti, Amr Rabbi Elazar, Shmuel More Halacha Lefnei Rabbo, Shenema V'yishchatu et hapara v'yaviu et hanar el Eli. What did Chana mean when she said, this child is who I prayed for? Rabbi Elazar says, because Shmuel actually ruled the ruling before his Rabbi, Eli, because the pasuk says that they slaughtered the cow, they brought the child to Eli. What does one have to do with the other? It says the Gemara, because they slaughtered the cow, now they bring the nar to Eli. El Amalhan Eli, Kiru Koyin, Leisi V'lishchet. Call a Koyin to slaughter the carbon of Chana. Chazanu Shmuel, Davi Mahadi Basa Koyin L'mishchat. Shmuel saw that they're going to call a Kohen, or Malahu. Why you have to go look for a Kohen? Shchita B'zar Ksheira. Shchita but without a Kohen is also kosher. I do the Kameh the Eli, brought it before Eli. And that's why it says after they slaughtered the cow, they brought it. Omar Lei B'dolacha, how do you know what? How do you know you can do it without a Kohen? Omar Lei Miktiv V'shachat HaKohen. V'ikriva HaKohen Miktiv. V'kabal V'elech Mitzvat Kuna. Mikan L'shchita Shekshera B'zar. The Torah, when it speaks about the slaughtering of the carbon, it doesn't mention the Kohen, only at the point of the krivu. Once the Kohanim receive the blood and start bringing it towards the Mizbeach, which means the avodot, the services of the blood, need to be performed by the Kohen. But not the Shchita. The Shchita just says V'shachat. Doesn't say V'shachat HaKohen. Amalei, so Eli told him, you're saying very good. You, however, more halacha b'tei rabachat. But you have just been posek halacha in front of your rabbi. So therefore, he's saying that you're chayav mita. That's the law. Okay. So now Aitachana v'katzach kamei. Chana came and she started to scream, Aliyah Yisha nitzevet imcha bazeh. Remember, you stood here with me. Please forgive him. And remember the kavanah that I prayed for this child. Amar lo shivki li de'enshe. I'm not going to be mochel him and leave me alone. Let him be punished. And he shouldn't be free from the punishment. And I'll pray for you, and I'll get you a better son. For this child I prayed for. I did not pray for any other child. Okay? So
how old was he at the time?
I remember he was 3 years old. 2 or 3. The Mefarshim asked when Eli was the Kohen Gadol, he didn't know the halacha that Ksher B'zah. Shmuel taught him halacha. See, they asked the kasha over here. Everybody asked.
And also, what about the fact that he's not even of bar mitzvah age? How could you even give him such a penalty?
He's too young, you mean? Okay, so the other problem is that if it's the first time of visiting Shmuel, then he's not his rabbi. Okay? So Rashi says, look at Tosfot, More Halacha B'Tei Rabachat. The Afal B'Shalom Laman Adayim B'Fonim Mikol V'Kim Gadol Ador Hayu Bo Lilmei L'Fonim. Amazing, because he came to him to learn, because he was the Gadol Ador. Okay? The Ritva actually learns that Shmuel was already the Talmud of Eli. He was older already in the year. And he actually says that it's impossible to say that it was the first time, because then he was 2 years old. And if he's 2 years old, he doesn't deserve a punishment. The Ritva says that's a proof that he was old. V'chano hi medaberes al libo rak svosel nois. Chana was speaking about her on her heart. What does that mean? Omer Rabbi Moshe Medresh Yosef Zimro Aliske libo lo lifono. She spoke about what was going on in her heart. She said, Ribono shel olam mikol ma shebarata v'yisholo barata v'chadrat talo. Everything you created in Nisha was not for naught. Einayim l'rot, v'aznayim l'shmoa, chotem l'yodiach, peli daber yodayim l'asot b'hem melacha, raglayim l'alech b'hen, dadim l'anik b'hen. Every single part, I think it was self-understood. All the parts of the body are very important. Dadim alol shenatata li bilo. But what are the dadim on my heart? What are they for? Lo l'anik b'hen. Aren't they dear to nurse? Tell me ben v'anik b'hen. So give me a child. Once the Gemara they bring another member. Anybody who fasts on Shabbat, even if it was a gzar din of 70 years, in Mivatel. Which means gzar din that he has to endure for 70 years. Because everybody is enjoying the chalent, the chamin, and all the different kiddushim, and he isn't. Rashi says, the fishakol mitan gimbo v'hu mitaneh. Everybody is taking the light out of the Shabbat, they're enjoying it, and he's fasting. So it's a much greater fast. So a person that fasts then really does real teshuvah. Now, you're not allowed to fast on Shabbat, but if you're worried about your chataim or you had a very bad dream, you may. That's what we're speaking about. At the end of the day, they're still going to get you. Even though it was the greatest fast, they took away something that you had to endure for 70 years. They're going to get you back for not enjoying Shabbat. So, so how do you fix that? The next day, or a different day, you should fast for fasting. And that way, that will atone for it. The Rashba says best is to do it the next day. Okay. So machloket rishonim if you say the tefillah v'aneinu when you do it on Shabbat. The Omer Rabbi Lozer, Chana yitichat dvarim klapei mala. Chana, she spoke like disrespectfully towards heaven. Shenemar v'tipalel al Hashem. Doesn't say el Hashem to Hashem, on Hashem. Meaning, like against the lamed yitichat dvarim klapei mala. Okay. What was that? What we spoke about before, that she threatened Kilo. She threatened, she spoke a little bit audaciously to Hashem. She said, if you don't, I can force this. If I go and seclude myself once, and then my husband gets upset, he warns me that I seclude myself twice, and then I drink the waters of Sotah, and I'll be clean, and I'll have a child. He said when Eliyahu Navi, he blamed Ki'ilu Hashem, and he says, you could have turned them towards you, but you turned their hearts against you. So, like he said, like Eliyahu Navi is like kind of blaming Hashem. It's your issue. So that was also, he spoke in a way that was very harsh to Hashem. How do you know that in the later generation, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, he agreed with Eliyahu, he said that his words were righteous. He says about Klal Yisrael, it's a pasuk in Micha. What's the pasuk? Speaking about the days of Mashiach, it says, B'yom hahu ne'um Hashem, Osvar tzolea, v'anidacha kapetz v'asher ha'oti. That those who are limping, I will gather, and I'll bring them back, everything will be good. And those that I made bad, meaning, because I created a Yetzer Hara, I'll bring them back. And now the Mepharshim say that even though Eliyahu Navi spoke harshly, HaKadosh Baruch Hu agreed with him. So why is that harsh? The answer is there's a way to say it. The way he said it was very harsh. If not for the next three psukim, which describe, as Rashi explains, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has the ability to fix our inclination and to remove the Yetzer Hara from us, then the enemies of Yisrael, which is euphemism, it really is regarding us, would fall entirely in judgment. And the Maharsha explains. Let's read a second. Let me tell you Maharsha said. The first one is, I made you bad with the Yetzer Hara. The second one is, Hashem says, you're like silly pudding in my hand. Like I can form you like a person who fashions a mortar, makes whatever he wants out of it. So therefore, I can destroy the Yetzer Hara. And one is that Hashem actually promises that He will actually give us a new heart when Mashiach comes. So these three psukim say that Hashem made the Yetzer Hara, Hashem could take care of the Yetzer Hara, Hashem will take care of the Yetzer Hara. Says the Maharsha, what's going on? So these are the ways that this is what we're going to use as an excuse. When you come to Shemayim, we'll say, look, when Mashiach comes, we'll say, look, Hashem, you made the Yetzer Hara. And you fixed it now. So what do you want from us? All of our avirot? Sounds like what you were asking at the beginning of the class. Everything's good. Says the Maharsha, everything's good. That's what the Gemara means. The Gemara in Kedushin says that a person has the ability to conquer the Yetzer Hara by learning Torah. I created Yetzer Hara, I created Torah as an antidote. So this is going to be an excuse. It's like, did you get the job done? No, I didn't get the job done. The job was very hard. You made the job very hard. You gave us the Yetzer Hara. Is that a good excuse? That's a cop-out. Says the Maharsha, we have the ability to conquer the Yetzer Hara. Says the Maharsha, you're right. The Gemara doesn't mean that you'll be able to get away with this excuse. The person's going to have to be punished, says the Maharsha. But had he not mentioned these three psukim, then when a person gets punished in Shemayim for not counting the Yetzer Hara, he would be totally nitmoted to raglav. He would totally fall flat. It would be very hard. He wouldn't have anything. He would be gone. Like this, at least he has something to say for himself. He'll still be punished. And Hashem's not going to forgo anything. But, I mean, Rachel maybe you say, but it's not within. However, he has something to say. Meaning, it's been a very hard, it's not a simple life. So, this helps a person to drop. The Papa says another pasuk that Maharsha says, because look at the lashon of the Gemara. Look at the language. The Gemara doesn't say that if not for these three psukim, we wouldn't make it to the top. It says, if not for these three psukim, then we would totally fall. Means with these three psukim, we don't totally fall. That's how the Maharsha learns. He says the Gemara, and he says the biggest proof is because who used, I forgot to mention the last part, says Maharsha, who used this type of claim? A minute ago we had it, Eliyahu Navi told Hashem, you turned their hearts against you. What with the Yetzer Hara? And what does the Gemara call that? Even though Hashem listened at the end a little bit, years later he said, I have what to do with it. But the Gemara says that's still very disrespectful. Because it's not good. He says, you know why? You know why it's so disrespectful? Says Maharsha, because it's not a true claim. If you use a lawyer to try to claim that, and the jury is a keen jury, they'll see through it. Because the Gemara says you had a way to do it. We have a way to do it. Okay. It's the pasuk right after the person prior to this, that you see that Hashem wants to destroy the Yetzer Hara. Moshe Rabbeinu also spoke like this to Hashem. like it says by the Mit'oninim, they were very bad in Hashem's eyes. Hashem sent a fire, conflagration, to burn them. And at the edge of the camp, and Moshe screamed to Hashem, and Moshe prayed to Hashem, and the fire was subdued. So, Al Tikri El Hashem, El Al Hashem. Don't read it that he prayed to Hashem, but rather Al Hashem, because the Aleph and the Ayin came to Rabbi Eliezer and Yaakov calling the Aleph and Ayin and the Ayin Aleph. Eliezer and Yaakov would use Alephs and Ayins interchangeably to be Doresh Psukim. Okay.
What's the meaning of etiach? The bad or the word?
It's I don't know exactly. Etiach sometimes means to like plaster, to cover, but it means like to smatter. To I don't know if it's a true word in English. Basically, to like the way I would. It means disrespectfully, like. Why? Why do you want to know how the root of the word hetiach? Maybe it means like to throw paint, like it's your stain, it's your issue. You know what I mean? I throw the blame, so to speak. So
Yeah,
I'm throwing egg in your face, like you're dirty, you're the issue, you're the problem. Maybe that's the lashon. I don't really know. Exactly.
It's not in a nice manner. Rather, it's in like a demanding or a.
Right, and blaming, demanding excuse. Right.
Rabbi, the pasuk that you passed before, Eben.
Yeah.
The basar, that's the root for breastloaf. Breastloaf is the hard flesh of the letters. That's how we learn that. If people have a cold heart, breastloaf brought you a hard flesh, and it's all about the heart.
It says breastloaf also.
No, look at the words. Jumble it. Lev basar, a heart of flesh is breastloaf.
Ah, very good.
That's why these people are hard, a stone heart, and that's the Indian.
That's the Indian.
That's Indian. That's
Breastloaf.
Breastloaf.
What daf are we on now?
32.
Leif.
Boom.
Okay, Brit Leif. This is everybody come to Umar B'ezrat Hashem. Rosh Hashanah.
Including you.
What?
That means
Including
you.
yourself.
Well, I'm just the guy that does the advertising doesn't always.
No, you have to come. You have to come too. Look, I'm a candidate. If you come, I come.
You go?
You're not
If you
praying
go,
for
I go.
No, you're not praying for but I'm going to say
I can go either. My wife don't let me go. If you go, I can convince her to go.
Who you can give it to?
My wife.
That she should go?
No, she let me go.
You go?
No, she let me go.
Same here. You.
It's a bit of my own problem.
My V'di Zahav. I'm with Mitzvah, B'ezrat Hashem, different time, B'ezrat Hashem. My V'di Zahav. I'm with the Rabbi Yanai. What does it mean, V'di Zahav? At the beginning of Dvarim, by the way, I just want to mention a very important slachet. Usually when we say that they're speaking against Hashem, it says because he said Al Hashem, like Bechana. Or by Eliyahu, it was clear that he was being very harsh because he said, Ve'ata hesibotet libam acharonit, you turned their heart away. He was blaming him. Over here, how do you change it from an Aleph to an Ayin? If it would have said Ayin Al Hashem, fine. But it says that he prayed to Hashem. So you want to make Moshe Rabbeinu, it doesn't say that in the Pasuk. So the Gemara wants to change the Aleph to an Ayin so that they could say that Moshe Rabbeinu spoke harshly to Hashem and said, Hashem, it's your issue that they're sinning, so please turn the fire down. Why? It doesn't say that in the Pasuk. It says Veipadal El Hashem. It's an obvious problem here. So the Tzlach says, because it doesn't say what his tefillah was. He just says he prayed to Hashem. Meaning like he didn't have to like come out with a whole excuse or please, just scream to Hashem. Like, hello, it's your issue. What are you doing, Hashem? Something like that. Chas shalom, say whatever lashon I should have used that language exactly. Hello, but meaning a strong, just a, it says, look at the pasuk. Vayitzak Moshe yitpalel Moshe el Hashem.
Is this being put down? Is this being like, no, it's cool that he did that?
Meaning the screaming of Moshe was the tefillah. Vayitzak Moshe el Hashem vayitpalel. That was the tefillah itself. When he screamed, that is he putting down Moshe Rabbeinu?
Okay,
Or not?
If I'm saying Al Hashem, is that, if for example, there's also teaching that says you can put your burdens on God when you speak to God, right? There's this idea of put it on Him.
I
Al
don't
Hashem.
I don't know the answer. It's a very good question. It seems like from the Marsha by Eliyahu Novi that Eliyahu Novi, the Rashba says this, that even though Hashem was agreed with Eliyahu Novi, like the Gemara says, but Eliyahu shouldn't have said it that way. So it seems like, I don't know. It seems like you shouldn't, but it's hard to say that they all make this mistake. Chana, Eliyahu, Moshe Rabbeinu. I know I've heard people that say this. That's how you have to talk to Hashem. You have to demand and say, because Lama Hariyosel Lama, right? There's another passage by Moshe Rabbeinu. And you have to say, I heard languages that are very unclean. People say you have to speak with chutzpah, Hashem. And I heard from certain places, and it's not the way I was in California at all. And it looks like from these rabbis also not like that. Person comes humble. How could you be humble and be chutzpah at the same time? Just explain those two things. They're contradictory. We're learning from past. And Rabbi Moshe says you have to speak with kavanah. You have to be humble and with kavanah. How could you be humble and speak with chutzpah at the same time? They'll have a way out of that too. I know what they're going to say. That's the greatest humility, because when you speak with chutzpah, it means that you know that He'll answer you. So that means that you really know your place. It's all these types of excuses. I just want to know from those people, if chas v'sholem, they should all be blessed with wealth. If they would have to collect money, that's what you always go back to. If you want to know, am I praying correctly or not? You go back to Ke'oni HaMevakesh Al Pesach. That's a good Chazal say. When the guy would go to the guy to collect money, and he needs money for his family, would he suddenly say the same thing? I'm going to speak with chutzpah to you. No. There you would be very humble. So that's, I think, the way you should pray. Okay. My v'diz zahav. What does it mean, v'diz zahav? Moshe Rabbeinu, I'm sorry, I skipped. V'diz zahav. That Moshe Rabbeinu spoke, right? He spoke weird in the Arava, Mol Suf Ben Paran Ben Tafel. What do those words mean? So it means that very much gold. So the Gemara says, how do you see that Hashem, he's speaking harshly to Hashem? My v'dizav, Amid v'Rabbi ככה אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, מוישה לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא, ריבונו של עולם, בשביל כסף וזהב שהשפעתם בישראל, עד שאמרו די, הוא גורם שעשו את זה. ריבונו של עולם, because of the kesef and zov that you kindly gave with your bounty to Klal Yisrael until they said enough, that's what caused them to make the egel. Okay? So dizav means daizav. Daizav. Right? Like the president always, he says, we're going to get so tired of winning that we're going to say, enough winning, right? So at a certain point, a person says, enough gold, have too much.
Die backwards is yad.
Die is yad, yeah.
The fact that is maybe you should give gold, yad is the hand, motion of giving. That's the rectification, should give it to charity.
Wow. Give it to the gold. Okay. Meaning, why did they give so much gold to the ego? Because they had too much of it. So, you caused it, Hashem.
Oh, no. 14 karat gold. Yad. $1.
What's 14 karat?
Yudalit is 14. Zahav.
Oh. This is a bring home Gemara right here. Write this Gemara down, bring it to your family on Shabbat. This is a Gemara they can understand. It's a one-liner and everybody can remember it. Rabbi Yanai, the Chacham there said, the lion does not roar from a kupa shel tevin. You know, when a lion roars, he's extremely haughty and boastful and ready to rip apart anything from a box of hay. Kupa shel basar. When is the lion ready to attack and feel confident and haughty? And when he ate from a box of meat. You gave him a good meal, now he feels like he can conquer the world and rebel. So Klal Yisrael also, if they don't have a lot of money, they feel simple. They're not going to have the audacity to go and rebel against Hashem. But you feed them a lot of gold, too much riches, too many things in the home, too much, then suddenly they feel they own the world and they can do what they want. They roar, against Hashem. All these Mishalim you could say on Shabbat. Remember, Daf Lamed Beit, you could say this by Shabbos table. It's beautiful. Straight Gemara, beautiful. A mashal of a person that had a very weak cow. And you were able to see its limbs because it was so skinny. He fed him these beans, his food, animal fodder. It's the best food for cows. Got strong and he gave him a good kick. So Amalai told the cow, you know how you have strength to kick me? Because of the kashina that I gave you. So too, Klal Yisrael only sins because of the great shefa that Hashem gives them. Third mashal. Amar Rav Chia bar Abba Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Mashal adam echad shahay lebein. Yichitze v'stachai. A mashal, a king or a person had a child. He bathed him. He anointed him in good oils. Ve'achiloi, fed him. V'ishko, he gave him to drink. V'tanalo kis al tzavaro. And he hung a bag filled with money on his neck. Ve'oshiva al petach shel zonot. And he sat him by the petach of a beit zonot. Ma yaseh oto abed shlechter. Now you expect the child not to sin. Amar Rav Acha ben Davun Amar Rav Sheshet. Hayu damri inshi klitin melei kreisei zani bishi. When you fill the stomach, this is a take-home Gemara. This is a Gemara you can learn Baal Peh. It's a one-liner, cliche. Take it home. You take it with you in the car right before you go to the restaurant. Milei kreisei. Fill my belly. You fill your belly. Znei bishay. That's one of the worst sins. Shenemar kemar isa vayizbo stovu vayoram libam al kein shchechun. If you ever find, when do people speak the most idle chatter and they laugh the loudest and they speak the most lashon hara? When they go out and they have the best meal with their buddies and their friends and they give me another bottle of wine, give me another there, and they eat it and they fresh over there. Then they begin to be loose. They're loose because now it's mine. I feel good. I feel strong. I feel rich. I order another one. I eat another delicacy. I'm enjoying the world too much. Once you decide enjoying the world too much, and a person said, that's why we have Bahab. What's Bahab? Bahab is the tefillot after Yom Tov. Even Yom Tov, which is a mitzvah, the oraita, to eat, to eat meat and wine by the Sudot. You're doing a great mitzvah. You're singing Zmirot. You're saying the Torah. But you have to be very careful. And that's why we fast afterwards, when we pray those tefillot, because people from so much simcha can come to getting, to throwing off the yoke. You have to be very careful at these moments in your life. Okay, Rav Nachman, but it was the original. The original. Rav Nachman Amar, Mehacha, v'ram livavecha v'shechachta es Hashem. If you be too haughty, you'll forget Hashem. The pasuk said, look how many psukim in the Torah where they say this concept. All over the place. You'll eat, you'll fill up, you'll get fat, and you'll turn to other gods. The Yishman Yeshurun, Klal Yisrael, who was straight, who's called Yeshurun, got fat, Vayivot, they kicked. Omer Rabbi Shmuel ben Nachmani Amar Rabbi Yonasan. Minayin shechol HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'hoidu lo l'Moshe. Amar v'chesed v'beisi lo v'zov v'osol ha'boal. How do you know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu agreed with Moshe at the end? Because it says, I gave them a lot of money and gold, and they used it for the Baal. Now he's not talking about the days of Moshe, but it's referring to Moshe's, the sin in the days of Moshe, also the Egel. Hashem said to Moshe, go down. This is by the Chet HaEgel. He said, because Kishichet Amcha, your nation has been corrupted, the one that I took out of Mitzrayim. My Lechred, what does it mean, go down? Because it doesn't say what you should do. Okay? It just says go down. What's the point? Amar Rabbi Elazar, Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe, Moshe, reid migdulatcha. You should go down from your high official post, from your greatness of being so close to me. You don't deserve it anymore. You know why? Did I give you any gdulah only for what? Because I love my nation. So I needed then to have a great leader. You were the most worthy, so I made you the greatest so that you can be the greatest leader. But now that Klal Yisrael sinned, what do I need you for? To be so great. Miyad, immediately tashash kocho shel Moshe lo koach ledaber. Immediately Moshe Rabbeinu's strength was waning, and he had no strength to speak and to speak great about Klal Yisrael. He felt so weak in his ta'anot because he thought that his tefillot were not answered. Okay? But then HaKadosh Baruch Hu hinted to him that things are not as simple as they sound. There's still a chance for you to save Klal Yisrael and to be the great leader. Because the Kivan She'omar Heref Mimeni V'Ashmidim, once HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu, let go of me so I can destroy them. Amar Moshe, don't let that totally be. This matter is dependent on me. Hashem said, if you let go of me, I'll be able to destroy. So please let go. Let go of me. So that means if I don't let go, miyad omad v'nitchazek b'tfilah v'bakesh rachamim. So he got encouraged by that, and he nitchazek b'tfilah, and he saved us. Moshe Rabbeinu is our greatest advocate, always. We're only around because of Moshe Rabbeinu, always in the whole Bamidbar. On and on. Moshe the Melech shekol asal b'nov ha'yom ha'kema k'gdei v'ha'yom ha'yevish yeshu l'fonon. U'misyarei lo imanoi davor. There was a king, got upset with his son, and he giving him really makak dola. The person who loved the king was sitting there. He was scared to tell the king anything. Amar HaMelech, so the king told his son, the king says, while he's killing the son, he says, if not for my good friend over here, I would kill you. So then, now he got a petach. He says, Amar, he says, Dom is that totally be miyad Amar b'yitzilei. He says, I see that it's all about me here. So there he gets up and he tries to save, and then he saves them. So the Ato Hanichali is Vicha Api Behem V'Achalim Et Se Otcha L'Goy Gadol. Amar Bavoy, the one of you could come to Iev Shalom Lo. If this pasuk would not have been written, you would not be able to say such a thing. He says, let go of me, as if Moshe Rabbeinu, and let my wrath come out and let me finish them off. So you see that it was as if Moshe Rabbeinu was holding on to Hashem. Moshe Baruch Hu. Ki Adam, says the Tzlach, be careful with the words here. Shutofes et chavero bevigdo. Ve'amar lefanav rebno shalom en ani manicha ad shetimchol v'tislach lehem. I'm not going to let go of you until you forgive them. Another hint he got. Now it doesn't say that Hashem's holding on to, Moshe is holding on to Hashem. It says it's his beged. The beged of Hashem means the way we see Hashem's actions, right? If you see a person's sleeve, right, you're not looking, that's not his arm. Even though you say, the arm, holding on to your arm, you're not looking at it, you're holding on to the beged of the arm. The arm looks like this. This is what my jackets. So what we see of Hashem, we see his actions. That's like his clothing. That's the Hashem is loivesh midas harachem. He's lovesh midat adin. He puts on, he dresses himself. That's not who Hashem is. The essence of Hashem is way beyond any of these things. And it's just the way we perceive him. Therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu was holding on to the midah of din. The midah of the kama that Hashem was in the middle of using. So Moshe Rabbeinu was holding on to that. Hashem says, let go of it. So I can, Hashem says, no. You told me to let go, so I won't let go. That means that I can continue. This is a very important lesson that you learn of how to pray. Even if you feel that Hashem is telling you, enough, I'm not giving you what you want. Never stop praying. That's it. What? V'kabeil Hashem. Yeah. ועשר אותך לגבי אמר משה לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא ריבונו של עולם מה הכיסא של שלוש רגליים אינו יכול לעמוד לפניך בשעת כעסך הכיסא של רגל אחד הלך את כמה וכמה. He says if a three-pronged chair, three-legged chair cannot stand, that's why he started off with Zchor L'Avdecha L'Avram Yitzchak L'Yaakov, right? Of the three, cannot stand, right? The schut of Avram Yitzchak and Yaakov. What's the pasuk? Right? So, it's not helping. So obviously, Kisa Sharegel Echad. If you want to make a new nation out of me, I'm only going to have one leg. Also, I'll be very embarrassed from my forefathers, which means basically, they're going to say, look at this leader. He you know what he wanted? He wanted to become the new leader. So he was willing to forgo everybody else. They should all die, so that he can become the leader. And that's why he didn't pray for us. So, by the way, if Moshe Rabbeinu would be the leader, would the Klal Yisrael now that comes from him, would they be standing on one leg or four legs? Moshe Rabbeinu also comes from Avram Yitzchak Yaakov. I saw this kasha in the Achronim. So the Mashor says, the Mashor answers the more pashut. He says that if three is not working, then a fourth is also not going to work. That's it. That's what he meant. These three are not going to what? Me, I'm going to add something to the whole thing here. That's what he meant. The Ben Yehoyada says no. He says that what the Gemara means like this: that the Klal Yisrael stands on all the treaties that Hashem, the Brit, Hashem made Avram Yitzchak and Yaakov. So if Klal Yisrael would have been destroyed, then those Britot would be nullified. And he would have to make a new Brit with Moshe Rabbeinu. So therefore, that Brit would be standing alone. And that's what Moshe Rabbeinu meant. So what did Moshe Rabbeinu do? He began to pray. Now why does it say Vaychal for prayer? It should have said he stood before Hashem until he felt sick from it. Okay? So much prayer he prayed for us. That's what we saw before, right? That person has to pray for his friend. Right? Until he becomes sick. For Talmud Rav Amar, Ad Sheifelo Nidro. Ad Sheifelo Nidro means until Hashem nullified his promise that he would destroy them. K'tiva chavaychal, k'tiva tam lo yachel dvaro. You're not allowed to be mechel, make mundane, make non-holy the words that you said out of your mouth. You have to keep them. But a Beit Din has the power to nullify them with different ways. So he's Vayichal Moshe. Moshe prayed that Hashem should be mechel his own words and not keep his promise of destroying them. Ushmuel Amar, Melamed Shemasa Tzmol Mitalem, Shenem V'Ayin Necheni Na Mistifracha. Moshe Rabbeinu, he endangered himself. He said, "Erase me from your sefer. I don't need to be alive. I don't need to live. You can get rid of me if you want." See, he threatened Hashem kind of that.
Ultimatum, huh?
The ultimatum. He said, "Forget me then." Amar Rav Amar said, "Fine." He caused Hashem, so to speak, to become sick over the Jews. Okay? He made Hashem want the Jews so badly. He says, "Ki cholas ava oni, ki cholat ava ani." I'm sick with love for you. Okay? The Rabban Ami Lav She'omar Moshe Zenkos Baruch Hu Shalom. Chulin u'b'choma. He says, "Is this nothing? Is this chulin for you to destroy them?" Like you learned from Avraham Avinu that said by Sodom, "Chalila l'cha me'asod davar hazeh la'amid tzadikim rasha." What about the tzaddikim that are around? Avraham Avinu said, "Chalila l'cha." This wouldn't be a holy thing for you to do. This wouldn't be the way of Hashem to act like this. So Moshe Rabbeinu is also saying, there's tzaddikim in the generation. Thank you. There are tzaddikim here. So how could you just kill out everybody with the tzaddikim? Vaychal Moshe et pnei Hashem, another pshat. Tanya, v'lez ha'god lo'im, v'lamed. She'omed Moshe v'tfilu l'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu ad she'el. It's not story. Achilu. He stood there until Moshe was gripped with the sickness called Achilu. Ma'y Achilu, amar lo zeh esh ha'atzamot. Fire of bones. Ma'y esh ha'atzamot, amar ba'y esh to the garment. A fever of bones. Moshe Rabbeinu got sick for Klal Yisrael. He got a fever. Zchor la'avram mitzvah, Yisrael avdecha shenishbat lehem boch. My boch, Omer Rabbi Lazar, Omer Moshe HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You swore to them boch in yourself. Moshe said, "Ribbono shel olam, ilmolei nishbat lehem Hashem ba'aretz hayita omer." Had you sworn, by the names of the heavens and earth, I would have said, "K'shem sheshmei v'aretz b'teilin," just like they're not going to endure forever. Okay. So your shvur can also just be nullified. But the Afshav shenishbat lehem b'shimcha gadol, now that you use the great name, your great name, because when you swore to Avraham Avinu, what you told him? You told him, "Bi nishbat yidum Hashem." Ma shimcha v'lo chayim kayem l'olam ulamei olamim kach shvuatcha kayem l'olam ulamei olamim. So you're going to last forever and ever. So therefore, your shvua that Klal Yisrael has to stay around, that you promised to Hashem, to Avraham, has to be forever. There's no way you can nullify it. ותדבר עליהם הרבה את זרעכם ככוכבי השמיים וכל הארץ הזאת אשר אמרתי, and all this land that I said, אתן לזרעכם ונחלו עולם, I will give to the children and they will inherit it forever. היי אשר אמרתי, אשר אמרת מבעלי. Okay? Moshe Rabbeinu should say, the land that you said you will give to their children. Now, why does Moshe Rabbeinu say, and the land that I said? Moshe Rabbeinu is talking about what Hashem said. He's referring to Hashem. The Amar Rabbi Lazar means Ad Kan Divrei Talmud, L'Kava Elch Divrei Rav. From this word on, from the words V'chol ha'aretz hazot, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is speaking. Which means, the land that I already promised to the Avot, that I will give to their children, I will give to their children, because I will not destroy them in the Midbar. Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachman Amar, Elu ve'elu divrei Talmud. No, it's Moshe Rabbeinu speaking. So why does he say that I said? You should say that you said. Elokach amar Moshe l'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ribbono shel olam, dvarim shamarti li, lechem olam Yisrael b'shmi. Everything that you told me, go say in my name, halachti v'amati lehem b'shimcha. Ach shamani oilhem. What am I going to tell them now? That the haftacha that you gave them is not going to be kept? I should go tell Klal Yisrael. Hashem said He's going to keep you as a nation forever, but Sorry, he's not going to be doing that. It's going to be Chilul Hashem. Okay? Now the Gemara turns to another great advocacy on behalf of Klal Yisrael. Moshe Rabbeinu prayed to Hashem in the story of the Meraglim. And he said, Mibilti Yicholat Hashem. That the Goyim are going to say that Hashem's ability was not there, Chas v'Shalom, to save them. So he brought them to the Midbar and he destroyed them. Yachol Hashem Yibayde. What Yicholet Hashem? You should say Yachol Hashem. Why does it say Yicholet? Yicholet is a noun. Yachol is more of an action. What's the Mibilti Yachol Hashem? Hashem is not able. So Amar Elazar, Amar Moshe Medresh, Baruch Hu Ribono Shel Olam, Achshav Yoyim U'Mitzvah Olam, Toshash Boi, Tosh Kochesh Kedekeva, Ve'en Yochel HaHatzim. If you destroy Klal Yisrael, what are the Goyim going to say? He's going to say, the Goyim are going to say, you know what? Hashem is weak. He's like a female. He knew that he wouldn't be able to protect the Jews from our swords. That's what the Goyim will say. Therefore, but he didn't want to be embarrassed. He's like a sore loser. That's for sure. I'm not playing anymore because you know you're about to lose the game. I can't play anymore. What do you mean? It's 10-0. Can we just play one more point? It's 11 games. No, I can't play anymore. So that's what he did. See, he destroyed the Jews, so you shouldn't be embarrassed. That's why it says Yicholet. It's Lashon Nekeva. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe, "Ve'halo kvar ra'u nisim u'gvurot she'asiti lahem al hayam." Didn't they see all the great wonders I did? Al hayom, Rabotai. This week's parasha. Amar lefanei Rebbeinu Shalom adayin yesh lehem lo lemelech echad yochel shlosh v'echad lochem en yochel. They'll still say, okay, fine, he can do miracles if he wants to fight one king, Paro. But to fight 31 kings in Israel, he doesn't have a chance. That's what they're going to say. Omar Rabbi Yochanan, Minay, he told him, so therefore he went for Kidvarecha, meaning everything you told me, that that's what saved Klal Yisrael. Not just Salachti. Told him very bishlo. Kidvarecha asidim u'masayim lemik. Meaning, exactly what would have happened would have, you know what would have happened? What you said would have happened. They would have said exactly this. Ashrei Talmid Sherabe B'Yilei. How fortunate is the Talmud Moshe Rabbeinu that his master Hashem agrees that he's 100% right. V'ulam chai oni. Omer Avo. The next pasuk says, V'ulam chai oni. V'yimolei chvoid Hashem is kol ha'aretz. Where's that pasuk? Omer Avo Omer Avitzah. V'lam shamalei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe. Moshe, chisani b'dvarecha. You have given me life, so to speak, with your words in front of the Goyim. Chai oni. Now I'm alive because of your words. You saved me. Yesterday we had a pasuk. Remember that pasuk? You have to say Rina before Tefillah. Okay? And now the Gemara says another pasuk. How do you know they should set up the Shevach of Hashem before you pray? I begged Hashem. How did I beg Hashem? Start off with praise. Say Hashem look matah chilot laharot edavtecha et gadlecha vet yadcha chazaka shemikev Hashem v'aretz sheyasech ma'asecha v'churetecha. You have begun to show your greatness and your strong hand, because who in the heavens or earth is anything close to you that can do your actions or your gvurot? And then he says his request. Siman ma'asim tzedakah korban kohen ta'anit minal bazel. This is the next 7 memrot of the Gemara. We're going to be able to remember them with this siman. Okay, Rabotai, we have just reached this moment, half point of the masechet berachot. Right there. Mazal tov.
How do you know?
Because I made a cheshbon. There are 64 blat, which means 63 blat. but it starts from that base. Now we just completed our 30. Well, it says 31 here, but it's we're on line base. We're halfway through 32, but really we're halfway through 31. So it's 31 and a half block that we just did out of 63.
Halfway there.
31 and a half, it's exactly half of 63.
We started 31 days ago.
What?
How long ago did we start?
31 days.
31 days. That's it, it's Yomi.
So basically, in 1 month we'll finish.
By the way, you can only do that in berachot. Once we're on the mem in Shabbat, you can't say 40 days ago.
Why?
Because it was berachot.
Ah,
You're going to have to always remember every masechet. He's only going to get you a few times.
how many books is in Shabbat? The next one is Shabbat, no?
What? Next is Shabbat.
How many books is Shabbat?
Books? One book Shabbat. What do you mean?
He's
Oh,
reading
the article? I don't know.
Like,
Oh, probably 4.
4?
Yeah, huge.
Oi. This is
Not oi.
This is
Great.
This is not Rosh Hashanah.
hey, man.
This is not
Oi.
Rosh Hashanah.
Well, one plate of meat and 4 plates of meat. 4. Not oi. Okay. Hamu u're'u ki toiv
That's
Hashem.
a lot of food. Relax. We don't want to.
Wait a second. Could we go 5 more minutes, please?
Yeah, and how?
I don't want this to happen again. It's happening. Tefillah is greater than great actions because you don't have greater actions than Moshe Rabbeinu. And Afal Piken, even so, didn't help him. He was only answered because of his prayer. Hashem says, I don't want to hear anymore. Meaning, Hashem said, okay, I'll give it a little bit. I'll give it a little bit. You can go up to the top of the mountain, I'll show you Eretz Yisrael. Because you pray. Meaning, only because you prayer, which I don't want you to do more because I'll have to give you everything, am I going to give you somewhat? It's an unbelievable Gemara. Remember this Gemara. Tell this to your children. Tell this to your home. Why? Because it's a Gemara that they're able to absorb and understand. Tefillah is greater than Ma'asim Tovim. People concentrate mainly on their Ma'asim Tovim. We're going to do this mitzvah and that. Pray quickly because we have to go do mitzvah. It's greater. The time is my time is never good. It's never b'moiner. A fast is greater than tzedakah because that you're doing with your own body, and tzedakah is with your money. By the way, we had a Gemara on Daf Vav, if you remember, that the main reward of a fast is the charity afterwards. So, does that work with this Gemara? Or is that a little contradictory? You'll think of that. Shenemar Lamadi Leizivchechem Imar Hashem. Yeshaya Navi says, when Klal Yisrael rebelled, what do I need all these korbanot? Uchtiv uveforischem kapechem. Meaning, when you spread your hands out to me in tefillah, I will look away. Hashem is saying, I don't need your korbanot. I don't want to look at your tefillot. Why does Hashem have to add after korbanot that he will look at our tefillot? Okay, if he's not even going to take our korbanot, for sure he won't take our tefillot. So you see from here that tefillot are even greater than korbanot. Not only will Hashem look at our korbanot, but then he had to add and say, and I won't even look at your tefillot. Wow, that's even greater. That means tefillot are great. Your hands were filled with blood. Which means, the Pasuk says, you'll spread out your hands, the Kohanim, and Hashem is chastising and saying, your hands that did berachot Kohanim were filled with blood. I mean, how can I like such a berachot Kohanim if the hands that gave the bracha were filled with blood because they killed? The Omer Abelazar, okay, and even a Kohen that kills b'shoigig, that Allah said he shouldn't do it. If he does true, it's a question. For the day that Beis Hamikdash has been destroyed, the the gates of heaven have been locked. Because it says, even when I cry out and I pray, my tefillah has been stuffed up. Now, one second. The Avapish Shari Tefillah Nilu Shari Dimalo Nilu. But the gates of tears have not been. Shem Hashem Tefillasi Hashem V'Shavasi Azina El Dimasi Al Techrash. Which means, to my tear, do not be silent. Which means, HaKadosh Baruch Hu shouldn't be silent. Not just he should see it. Don't be silent means let my tear have results. And actually do what I'm asking because of my tear, David HaMelech says. So, it sounds like in this Gemara a pretty scary thing. If you pray today very nicely, like really well, but you didn't cry, it's after the Beit HaMikdash is destroyed. So, might as well come home when your wife says, how is tefillah? Say, terrible. Because the Beit HaMikdash is destroyed, and I didn't cry. So, the Mefarshim say that, of course, the Gemara doesn't mean that it's totally locked. It just means it's harder to get in. So even if you don't cry, you could get in, but you have to bang much louder and bang much more. The tefillah is not as easy. In the olden days when the Beis HaMikdash was around, there was a Shras HaShechina with us. The person spoke, it went straight. Now a person has to really work hard, and then he can get it even without a tear. A tear, says the Gemara, that brings you back to the old days. That's what it seems like. He was not gozer a tanit on a cloudy day, because he said that the pasuk says you've made a sukkah of a cloud to not let the tefillah pass through. So you see that clouds are siman that are fast with the tefillot that are said on the fast are not accepted berachot. Okay. So why is that not? Let's say Rava did it. So why is that not? So they bring down that first of all, how is he supposed to know? You always make a gzeira the day before. Tomorrow will be a fast day. How do they know what tomorrow is going to bring? So it means that on a cloudy day he was not gozer a fast for the next day. There's been like an iron wall between us and heaven. Okay? This is like, that works before, like the pasuk before that Hashem locks the door. It means it's a very thick wall there. But if you want, you say, tear down this wall. You could say, if you really try, then it will happen, right? Maybe that was the whole point of the wall of Berlin, to teach us a lesson. That if you really want, get rid of it. Anybody who has a long tefillah, his tefillah won't go back empty-handed. You see from Moshe Medresh, because it says, that he was there for 40 days and 40 nights. Since he prayed for 40 days and 40 nights, he was answered. If a person prays very, very long and gets very into it and then he's not answered, he'll come to heartache because he sees it's not answered, so you see that his tefillah might not be answered. Shenemar, and it says, because it says Tuchelet Mimushucha Machlal Lev, which means if a person has too much hope on what he speaks about and it doesn't come right away, he'll have anxiety. My takante, Yasuk b'Torah, Shulun Torah, Shenemar the Eitz Chaim Ta'ava Va'ah. When you learn the Eitz Chaim, when your desire comes, the Eitz Chaim El Torah, Shenemar Eitz Chaim El Mechazikim Ba. So you see here that if a person has a very long tefillah, he's not guaranteed at all. So the Gemara says, Lo kasha. This is if he looks into it, which means he's hoping that it comes. Okay? And he thinks that, oh, my tefillah was so good that I think I'm really worthy. I think, that's what the Shulchan Aruch says, I think that, I had such a great Shemona today, I wouldn't imagine that they would turn it down. So Hashem says, oh, really? You're so great? Let me check you out. And then he scrutinizes the Beit Din. They see his Averot. So that will actually bring his Averot. And they say, this guy is confident in his own Zchuyot. So, but if a person doesn't think that he's going to make it, I don't know what Hashem's going to do, but I tried my hardest and he has a long, good tefillah, then his tefillah will not be chozeret rikha. The person prays, like Amnon said before, and he sees that he wasn't answered, he should pray again. Because it says, hope to Hashem, strengthen yourself, even if it doesn't come, and pray and hope again. These are 4 things that need constant chizuk, strengthening. Torah u'masim tovim tefillah b'derech eretz. Torah u'masim tovim menayin harino shem merach chazak ve'matz me'od u'shmol lasot kol ha'Torah. It says the word chazak. Chazak b'Torah ve'ematz v'masim tovim. Tefillah harino menayin shenamar kaveh l'Hashem chazak v'yametzvecha v'kaveh l'Hashem. Derech eretz menayin shenamar chazak v'nitchazak ve'ad amenu. Okay? What's the difference? Hashem said, I forsake Zion, and Hashem has forgotten me. That's what Zion says. Hashem has forsaken me, and He has forgotten. What's the difference between the 2 words? Just to drop more. A person marries a wife. His first wife is, even if she leaves, but she's not forgotten. He remembers her. But you forgot it. So, on every one of the 12 mazalot constellations, right? I have 30 different officers in charge. And on every of those 30, I have 30 legions. A higher officer. On every one of those gafteros, which is 30 times 30 times 30 times 30 times 30, I think, you have 365 riboy, which is 10,000. So 365 times 10,000 is 3,650,000 on top of them, on each one of those. And I made all that for you, and you think I forgot you? You know what this number is, Rabbi? 12, it's 10 to the 18th power. It's more than a quintillion stars. Hashem made more than 1 quintillion stars, all for Tzion, for the place of Klal Yisrael to live in Tzion. You think I forgot you? Atishkach isha ula. So then the pasuk says, would a woman forget her baby? Would I forget the korbanot, the elim, and the peterechems of the bechorot that you brought before me in the midbar? Amr the fun of Klal Yisrael says, Ribono Shalom, hoyu ve'ein shecha l'ftech vodecha. Since there is no forgetting before you, maybe you should forget, maybe you'll never forget the actions of the Egel. And you'll always demand it from us. I'll forget that too. Maybe since you'll forget Har Sinai. Omar Allah, ve'anochi lo eshkachech. Hainu d'Amar Rabbi Elazar. Omar Rabbi Moshe Medresh gam elu tishkach ze maaseh Egel. Ve'anochi lo eshkachech ze maaseh Sinai. Zaki Baruch. ריבונו של עולם, אני לא מסוגל להסתדר בין
What was the last one? I don't know.
What?
Yeah.